Can we defend the land we conquered? Back in high command, I don't wanna be the only driver. Settle down today, we'll find a way to run towards what we have made. Take my hand and drive tonight. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. We will find a way. Don't tell me I'll find a way. Don't break me, I'm here to stay. All these dreams are passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way. Settle for the last remaining dancer. Can we take flight and do what's right? Damage the side of modern life. Don't wanna be the lone survivor. Don't tell me I'll find a way. Don't break me, I'm here to stay. All these dreams we're passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way. We will find a way. I'm here to stay. All these dreams go passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, every single body that exists in our universe, welcome. I'm Rob Wilson, your host, and this is Our Stellations. Always bringing some kind of something that happens. And I think this is a pretty good pinnacle milestone of me being able to see someone achieve success from the ground up. Now, before I do get into it, I just want to send y'all a friendly reminder that Box Office Mojo, yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder, 32 million. I would equivalent that to maybe 32,000 on scaling, scaling to Eric July's Young Ripper 5'9's over $1 million campaign. But let me go ahead before I get started. We're gonna chop it up a little bit. I know people already been talking about it. I just want to share it with the few that do watch me or do catch my stuff. I will make videos if there's something to talk about. Like if there's nothing to talk about, or at my level of a conversation, I'm not gonna sit back and just try to make something cool. If it resonates with me, I'm calling it, for what it is. So, I had a long weekend. I'm here, back again. I'm gonna try to do some draw chat and chills, but for now, so far I got this one and I got another one coming up. The probably tomorrow, where I'm gonna cover what I got a chance to do over the weekend, which was pretty awesome. So we got Eric July, the man of the hour. I've been watching him since like 2017 when I came back from my first deployment. And I told myself while he had been talking about doing, his own universe, his Rippaverse, um, it's one thing when someone says it, but to see it actually put to work, not much being revealed, which that can create reasonable doubt, if you know what I'm saying. But when the fruits of what it is that you put together shows up and you telling people what it is and then you showing them, that's it. What else can people say? Oh yeah, that's right. They can hate. But like I said, I've been following Young Ripper since like 2017. Some of his politics I agree with and the libertarian aspects. And hey, I'm a fan of rappers that have a message. I think that's important. If you just rapping about, the usual stuff, money, women, drugs, like in the words of Pimp C, you 40 years old, you rapping about that stuff. You's a basta. You know what I'm saying? So eventually you got to get out of that phase. But yeah, I like some of his stuff. I don't agree entirely with everything as I would with anybody. But I like some of his stuff. I like his concepts. And yeah, I came off of, praising the MCU for years. And he's a comic book reader. He probably read more comic books than I have. Even though he's like 10 years younger than me, which is fine. We all have our origin story. And it's up to us to make sure that we share our origin story and make sure it's as loud as possible because it's our story. Nobody else is going to care about it as much as we do. So it's our job to go ahead and put that out there, especially if we got a passion for it. So Eric July's area, from what I can tell, is he did the writing. And with his whole thing, like, I'm going to play the video in a minute. A lot of the subject matter that he covers, I would spend time watching his stuff. And I like my second deployment, I was watching this stuff overseas when the internet wasn't crap because we had like 3G over there, not the best. So his stuff was good to watch. Thankfully, YouTube algorithm did that. So with that saying, in this day and age of, censorship and disappearing super chats, what can we say? Oh yeah, and copyright strikes on copyright-free music, that kind of stuff. You know, I'm glad to see him persevere through a lot of that stuff. He's done things like monetize your haters and all that. But I would watch his stuff from my YouTube channel called Omni Endgame, which I used to do a lot of E-Fed pro wrestling stuff on there, special effects. And I think I tried to do some art on there too, but YouTube would flag me so much, like 5 years down the line, you know, 6 years down the road. I wouldn't even have any new content on there. I'd just watch other people and they'd still flag me, send me an email. Hey, this has been flagged. You're not in trouble, but we just want to let you know. Some BS. So I created a separate YouTube channel, which is the one that I'm on now, and I started that with Rob Wilson Artstellations. And that's going to be like my main thing for streaming, sharing my comic book stuff with We Comics coming soon. But I told myself that once Eric July actually started putting this stuff out and actually visually see the Rippaverse, I would start following him from my Rob Wilson Artstellation page. All the previous stuff I seen him on was through my Omni Endgame, because that profile is literally Endgame. If I put any new content on there, YouTube will probably flag me for no reason, you know. But that's their job. That's what they do. Gotta you know, harass and control the content. So, like I said, I'm glad he slipped through the cracks. He made it through, made his voice as loud as possible. And here we are. So let's go ahead and get to some of his stuff. He got 2 videos up, and we're going to go ahead and cover them both because I need to get hyped. When I saw this, you know, I was like, finally, yes, good. And he did it during the month of July, so it was perfect timing. I didn't think he was going to have it rolling this fast. But we're here now. So without further ado.
I'm Eric July, founder, owner, and writer. Welcome to the Rippaverse. The Rippaverse is the result of a comic book lifer that wanted to be a part of the solution instead of always griping about the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, this was always a part of my aspirations. However, the current climate certainly sped things up. You've watched some of your favorite comic book characters be bastardized to the point to where they're completely unrecognizable. They're just used as career stepping stones for a lot of writers that don't care about the lore. Some even despise their fans. Those are people that just want to tell stories that represent their social political views, even if they don't make sense for the characters that they're writing. And of course, these mega corporations that control these properties don't exactly make it easy for you to get in and understand what's canon. So maybe it's time for something new. We are a comic book company first and foremost that will never be forgotten no matter how big this venture gets. And we are guided by a set of principles known as the Rippaverse ethic. You will find this on a page in every single book that we release, and it's a set of standards that we certainly want you to hold us to. There are 3 main things that we will always emphasize. Number 1, respect the customer. We aren't owed your dollar, but we love to have you as longtime supporters. It's going to be up to us to keep you interested and invested. Now, anytime there's passion involved, there's going to be those conflicts, but we'll respect you. So as long as you respect us, it's all about reciprocity. Our second point of emphasis is canon and continuity. This is an ever-expanding universe. There's going to be many of characters that will be introduced. But when you buy a book from us, you own a piece of history. It matters. These events will not be erased by way of time travel or some multiversal aspect. And number 3, a comprehensive timeline. No matter when you jump into this space, we want to make it easy for you to get caught up on some characters that you're interested in, so we're going to keep the reboots to a minimum. Now don't worry, we know that picking up the pieces is part of the fun, so we're not going to exactly hold your hand. And while I personally value liberty, We're not going to beat you over the head with on-the-nose current politics and current narratives that will completely contradict what it is that we're trying to do here. So whether you're into our main character in our first book, Isam, or you're into Yaira, or you're interested in all of them, will certainly have you as a customer. Your ethnic background or genetic makeup is wholly irrelevant to us.
I definitely got the Ira poster.
Now, previously being part of comic book fandoms myself, I understand the importance of them. We'll do our jobs to preserve the sanctity on the business end, and we hope you will help us preserve a more healthy and thriving fandom. If we manage to do that, we're going to be very competitive in this market, and we're going to make our mark on this industry. We're not going to be perfect. Errors will be made, but we won't let that stop us from being great. So visit Rippaverse.com, where we have our own unique store that is tailor-made for our audience. A lot of our stuff will be released in campaign format with limited edition items, and once they're gone, they're gone. We'll be making books that expand across many different genres, so I'm very confident that we'll have something that is right for you in a series that you'll make your favorite. And one last thing. I started this company with no external investors, and that's something that I like to remain true. Sure, we want to expand in many different avenues, video games, animation, maybe even live action movies, but not if it means selling off assets. We only answer to the customer. We don't want to make the same mistake as the other guys.
Bro, that fade off, man. Man, I was in a hotel and he dropped this. I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. Because the other guys, of course, in case you don't know, the other guys are the, most people call them the big two. I call them the worst two. Because, I mean, like DC and Marvel, man, y'all are garbage. And y'all literally, all y'all do, y'all have like gatekeepers and y'all got people that attack independent creators. Amongst watching the way y'all go after people on Twitter, whether it's Comicsgate or even Young Ripper with his take on stuff, especially with like a lot of the Marvel movies and stuff. And much like himself, I mean, I really got no desire to watch a lot of the MCU movies. I saw Doctor Strange for the 3D aspect, but like, there's nothing I can ever say, oh, you know what? This movie was so good, I can only watch it every now and then. Not like Iron Man or Captain America, the First Avenger, Winter Soldier, all those, Civil War. Those days are gone. Rest in peace, Marvel and DC. And, well, I've mentioned before that freaking DC is so done, especially with their movie stuff. It's terrible. I mean, like, look at the backlash of almost every single actor that played a Justice League member. Like, it's so destructive. Even the director went through some drama. But it's just a matter of, okay, I stopped buying comics a hot minute ago, just because I got tired of like paying for suffering. It's like, why am I reading this? Same thing with the MCU movies. So Young Ripper, he put his money where his mouth is, and he has produced what looks like a very well thought out, well organized, close to the chest comic book company. And it kind of reminds me of, he has a whole team, he's not a one-man show, unless it comes to like his podcast, he'll rock that and talk to people for hours. Giving his feedback and stuff. And that's part of what helped build his goal setting, because he made it. He made his he made his goal. He's at like over 1 million. That's well over what he anticipated. And we'll see that in a minute. But with daily videos, daily shows, for canon's sake, he had covered so much stuff, and then after a while, he just stopped covering the comic book stuff because it's dead in the water. Well, we talk about stuff that we're passionate about. So if we're no longer passionate about the worst two, then what's the point? You know, they're window dressing, you know, a fart in the wind, you know, terrible stuff. So I'm glad to see that he had been working on this, as you saw, because we watched this from Vimeo. I'm going to take a couple of views away from YouTube because I'm on Vimeo. I've never had a problem with Vimeo at all because I pay for what I get. So key thing is just trying to get people over to watch it. That's the hard part. But with what he has now, is such a great potential because he's got an ethical system that his team works with. And in addition to that, he's doing a big shared universe. That was one of the things he's shared his passion about many times before. Oh, let's go ahead and crank some music right quick. And it shows. So when his first comic comes out, Isom, which we're going to see the trailer on that in a moment. Isom is going to take the spot of Witchblade I got over here. So it's going to be right next to Cyberfrog. In my opinion, right now, two of my, Isom will be, I mean, as Ripper has said, there's been really nothing he hasn't succeeded at. And I give him credit for it. So just off of seeing his stuff, his mindset and all that kind of stuff, and I really like his stuff, you know, I want to support it. That's been my key thing. Supporting indie creators and the indie artists is my way to stick it to the worst two, you know, Marvel and DC. I don't buy any Marvel or DC books. So, you know, I have the Hall of Fame of all indie stuff. You know, maybe people don't consider Image indie anymore, but it broke away. It was separate from the big two. So that's that. Now let's get to the next one. But that video right there, that's how you do it. That's how you get it rolling. So he's got, you know, me re-inspired, you know, and he does this full time. He's got a couple other ventures too. But since he's able to, you know, hire artists, hire letters, hire inkers, you know, hire color artists and all that to put together a good product in probably a short amount of time. I launched my first comic. It was like a trial, Virgin Kill Paradox, which it was mainly pretty much just all on me. And it didn't do too well, you know, you live and you learn, and I didn't have the skills that I got now, and learning from some of the greats like Ethan Van Sciver, How to Draw Comics, .net, Corey, and Clayton Barton, you know, Ed Fochuk, you know, there I go. I'm terrible with names again. But it's just so many to reference, you know, Brett Booth and all those. So I feel pretty confident from seeing that. And as he said in his live stream last night, you know, instead of hating, you know, it might be something I can learn from. So I'm taking notes. You know, this is the moment that I'm taking notes, because I'm not so egotistical that to think that, well, I'm going to do it my way and that's the end of the day, because I wish I had more of an audience that I could get feedback from when I launched my first comic, and that probably would have pivoted mine more towards with something that they might want to see. But, you know, if nobody says anything and I give them free copies of the comic or digital copies and they just don't say anything, then, you know, how would I know? So whatever it is, doesn't matter. I mean, I got to push forward. Just like how Young Ripper Eric July has just pushed forward. And I established Omni Imagination Interactive LLC back in 2017. And I launched my first comic in 2018, right around Christmas time. And I wanted to do more, but, you know, trying to build a rapport, do art for people. People want, doing commissions, graphic design, shirt designs, and just doing all these different styles. That really pulled me away from it. And my second deployment, which I got back from this year, really gave me time to realize, okay, I need to come back to my childhood dream of creating my own characters, my own comics. All that other stuff on the side, I may do like some superhero commission characters every now and then. I want to get back into traditional art. I got access to a few video editing software that's much cheaper than Adobe Creative Cloud. And I can get stuff done and streamline it a lot faster. And really utilize the resources that I have now. So the only thing is I got the day job, and you know, time management is something we all have to maintain. So no one is exempt from that, regardless of how much time that they do have. So let's get back in here and see the next video. ISOM #1 trailer, Rippaverse Comics. I'm excited. I am straight up excited. These trailers look better than daggone Thor Love and Thunder. Them bums need to take notes and put this stuff together better than what's already out. And Ripper, he doing it. Dead on serious too. Love it. ISOM #1, right next to Cyberfrog. That's happening, baby. That's happening. Let's get it.
ISOM issue #1 is the first book released through Rippaverse Publishing, which makes it extremely significant. Though this is ISOM's self-titled book, it also serves as a launching pad for our entire universe. This 96-pager was written by myself, Eric July. The pencil and ink work was done by the great Cliff Richards, and the color work was done by Gabe El Taib, two comic book veterans. This book is part 1 of the ill-advised arc, and it follows Avery Silman, who lives right outside of Flores Park, Texas, the place where he was born and raised. Now, Avery is what is known as an accept, which is what common folk in this area call special people. Years ago, shortly after he got his abilities, Avery decided to become a hero of sorts and adopted the moniker ISOM. But a certain event had him come to the realization that this life wasn't for him. So now he lives on his own ranch outside of the big city. One day, Avery gets a call from his sister Altona. She wants him to visit his old buddy because a family friend that interned at her company, Projexis, has gone missing. That old friend...
Wait a minute. Altoona. That kind of reminds me of Steve Urkel's cousin, Aunt Una from Altoona. I wonder. But let's continue.
And it's Darren Fontano, and apparently he has some connection to his family friend. Fontano has much changed since he was kicking it with Avery when they were, wee lads. Now he's a cold-blooded shot caller that isn't afraid to do what it takes to remain in his position as one of the most respected people in the city. This is a man that you do not want to cross. What was supposed to be a simple meetup with an old friend turns into the longest day of Avery's life. He runs into other accepts such as Santuan, Yaira, and the Alpha Court. And some of these altercations take a very violent turn considering his past with one of these characters. You can see why he tries to stay out of the city. Who is this family friend, and what is their connection with Darren Fontano? How does this meeting between him and Avery turn out? And does he get the information that Altona needs? How does this impact the psyche of Avery, who went from a hero to a now blue-collar civilian? These are all questions that will be answered in ISOM issue #1, which you can now pre-order at Rippaverse.com, along with some other limited edition merchandise items that will give you some more insight on the characters, such as...
That fade out. I love it. That's like his trademark. Shout out to Jason Moranto. You follow me on Twitch.
Interesting beings. Like many other planets throughout the cosmos, their subjects have needless squabbles. But from those conflicts, I've discovered some creatures that could be of great use to our efforts. I'm not quite ready for the selection, but after many patient years, I feel it is time for more thorough documentation. This city is where we begin.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Like, come on, man. That right there, kind of like a post-credit scene after the trailer. That's what I'm talking about. Now, again, goosebumps, because again, this is the beginning of the Rippaverse, and Awesome is the first title. 96 pages off the break. What was it? The ill-advised saga? That's what he stated. It was, and wow, there's something about, like, I love character creation. Like, I'll start a character off from scratch, and as I'm starting to add clothing and attire or physique or facial structures and things like that, I'll start developing a backstory of that character, the entity, the being, male, female. Putting those things together are so exciting. So seeing and learning about new characters have always inspired me. I've always been like that, since I was able to pick up a pen or a pencil, or my mom, when she gave me pencil and paper to draw in church to keep me from, being all loud. And one of the first legible things I was able to create was the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I really, really am excited for this. There's no other way I can express it. And one of the reasons why this is not a draw, chat, and chill is because I got some stuff I got to work on behind the scenes. And when that's ready, I'll share it. I'll show it. And, I'm very thankful that the Rippaverse is here. It's showing me steps that one could achieve when there's a very concise goal in mind, and you have people that are willing to work with you, people that are willing to trust you. Well, you paying them, so and you are trusting them to deliver on the deadline, getting stuff done. And right now, the way I see, just from Awesome and the Rippaverse and the way Young Rippa has put this together, this dude is already, like, embarrassed DC and Marvel, because they just don't know what the heck they're doing anymore, besides beating people over the head with their ideology. And again, not everybody wants to see that. So, or hear that, or read that. So, when you go in a MCU movie that featured where the main character is a guy, if he happens to be a white male, every woman in the daggone movie is beating him down now. So, again, why would I want to pay for suffering? And with DC and Marvel, they came a point where it's like, hey, I got a whole lot more money now because I'm not paying for these struggle books. And like I said, we're going to cover that one day. Like, I kind of cut off my comic book DC and Marvel line. I still got a few comics left, so some of them I had to donate to a local library. So hopefully some kids appreciated those. But yeah, like, let's go into this the Rippaverse. Okay, cool. Website. This is the stuff that I just got. I just ordered. So Yahara poster, Dokuman trading cards, Rippaverse concept art book. Oh yeah, I gotta learn from the best, And if some people surpass me, beat me to, me achieving my goal, That's fine. I'll get there. That's my intention, and I will get there at a steady pace that, I can afford to do. If I could, do art full time, which is what I love to do, I'd be doing it, and I'd be chopping out books and, trying to hire people myself to help expedite, getting my artwork done. But, I'm an artist. No one's really seen my body of work. I never came from DC, Marvel, or Disney, so therefore, you got some folks that they only want to deal with, people that have worked in the industry, so they don't have to, I guess, tug of war, push and pull, and see, where the artist in their medium is. If they're still developing, they're like, hey, they need to already be on the ball. Which, respectfully, I can understand that. It's, sometimes that just kind of diminishes opportunities. So again, I'm just working on my stuff, which I'm happy with that, and not really doing anything else outside of that. And writing the story myself. So that's something I have to learn. But yeah, I got all these in the signed bundle. I got ISOM cover number 1, cover A, and cover B. So yeah, Rippaverse is getting it in. It's been what, maybe 18 hours, because he started at 8:30 a.m. yesterday in Texas time. So he's got these code of ethics, which he explained. I mean, he had the stuff down, so I stay up to date with what he got. I mean, I like the website. He was very, very, very smart. And look at it. When I first set up this stream, he was at 1,017,000, I think. Now he's at like 1,104,000. The dude is just killing it. His original campaign goal was 100,000, so I guess that's all the money that he put into, because he had to, deal with resources. Well, he had the resources in order to hire artists, professionals, people that are, that already know their stuff. No delays, no stagnation. All that. Like, so his stuff is legit. I'm proud of the dude, man. Like, just getting it done. He did his smack talking, for a while, and he discussed the stuff that he didn't like, and he put that to work. He was like, you know what, the hell with this. People start asking, what did you see the latest MCU movie, XYZ? He's like, nah, I'm not putting in time to that no more, which is smart. How you utilize your time will determine the amount of results that you can that you can get. And again, he didn't depend on, crowdfunding, which is fine. He had his own way of how he did it. And he got it on a website where he didn't have to worry about, getting censored, getting his stuff taken down, somebody trying to flag his account, all that kind of nonsense that's on those free open source, those free social media places and stuff. So I heard Kickstarter had went through some stuff like that, because people may like the work, but if you say the wrong thing on social media, they'll just try to ambush you and be like, there he is, guys, let's get him. Like the beast on Yor Sakadoji, Legend of the Overfiend. And they tried to rush Nagumo, the god of destruction. He was like, yeah, my skin, every mouth, every face on my skin lets out a hyper beam that wipes out all of creation. That's not for me to share with you guys. You can go look it up, Legend of the Overfiend. I'll leave it at that. That's a classic. But yeah, he put it to work. Clearly we can see that Young Rippa's, he's already had plenty of experience in writing, In a way, when you rap, freestyle, and you write down verses and stuff, and you're able to put it into a full package with a video and all that, normally that's already great skills in writing. So trying to pick apart this stuff, I'm learning. I'm learning, and hopefully it's a journey we can enjoy together. And I am seriously taking notes. So 11,638 total purchasers. And his website seems to be doing a lot better now. I know last night during the launch, man, I wanted to get more stuff, and it just wouldn't let me. It kept saying, website error, but I'll probably get a t-shirt tonight. But yeah, I got the Yahara poster. I was like, yep, getting that. That's going on the wall somewhere, So, and Isom. I got the trading cards as I covered. See, what I didn't know was that, let's see, there was a bundle that had everything. What? Look at this, $5,000 be canonized in the Rippaverse. Damn. Wow. I wonder how that works. But that's sold out, So somebody out there is gonna be in, I guess, Rippa's comics. So that's a great incentive. Yeah, I wanted all $290. That's about how much I paid for everything. I just didn't get the t-shirt. With taxes and shipping, mine came up to about $318, which ain't bad, So I'm gonna get some more stuff tonight. Probably right after the stream, I'm gonna have me a burger and Omaha steak burger, and I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get this awesome t-shirt, cause I gotta have some stuff to represent when I go to Fairfax Comic-Con, even if it's only for a day, because they split the days up. But I'll be there. And I'll have some stuff with my new style and skills. But yeah, I made sure I got the concept art. So again, that's how I learn. Taking notes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I wanted to speak on this. I didn't think it would be this long, but I really had to take the time out to appreciate and show appreciation to all the stuff that Eric July has done, how far he's come, and where he's going. Origin stories are my favorite. A new character being challenged to bring out the best, and the way it starts off, I don't want to start speculating too much, but the way, based on the trailer, the first comic that's coming out, it seems that we probably get highlight flashback, when he decided to become a superhero, and whatever the event was that made him start growing stuff down on the farm. I saw him down on the farm. From there, and then he's dealing with his rival. So we'll see where that goes. I'm excited. 96 page, man, that's some work. But that's the kind of work I like, as opposed to being, getting, 24 pages. But I mean, he pulled this off pretty damn fast. That shows what happens when you got a good, cohesive team. He's all about, I'm sure he had his deadline of how he wanted to get it done. He just didn't really put it out there. Hey, I'm doing it at this time. And as you saw with some of the trailers in Vimeo, they were a month old. And those just got released this past weekend. Well, the Rippaverse trailer got released, like, what was it, Saturday? Sunday? One or two. And then the other one, I think, shortly thereafter. So, hey, new universe is born. Here we are. Shout out to Young Ripper. Best success, best wishes. I don't think, I'm not big enough to even know who the heck I am. So, I'm just trying to make it happen, put some work out there, give some feedback on my stuff. If y'all like it, cool. I'm an artist in the works, strictly focused on comic book art. I'm trying to learn storytelling, and I have some other tricks in my bag. But eventually I'll go back to doing like traditional art, and it's all about time management. So y'all take care. Remember to stay chilling, keep it omni, and we shall see you next time, which is tomorrow. Should be. All right. Y'all take care. God bless America, because we really, really need it. Peace out.